Hello, this is Myra Elaine on the Buying Space channel. Today I'm reading Proverbs. I have changed the Bible that I'm using. This is a New Living Translation. The other Bible I was using was an NIV. I hope this doesn't rock too many boats, but I am changing translations because of my eyesight. As I go through life and struggle with the ups and downs of my eye health, I have changed translations. I used to use this Bible a lot more, and I would read from this Bible with another New Living Translation Bible on the table. And then after I had my surgeries and my eyes got better, I started reading directly from the Bibles that I was displaying. But now I've had a dip in eyesight again. But I'm going to be reading directly from this Bible instead of a side Bible, so to speak. But it's a different version. There are tons of versions of the Bible out there. And yes, some of the meanings are changed. But it's our calling as Christians to understand the scriptures. So that would mean that looking at different translations shouldn't be looked as a negative thing. It's further study, because there are different ways to look at different things. I read from a Torah on Sunday. This is translated directly from the Hebrew. And that would be, since the Torah was written in Hebrew, that's the original writing. So reading the translation directly from the Hebrew, is really the most accurate you can get. But that doesn't give you the depth of meaning to have an overview of all the scriptures and what the Old Covenant is and the New Covenant. Proverbs is in the Old Covenant, but it's full of wisdom. Does it mean that everything that's stated in here that's wrong to do is a sin now? No, because it's still Old Covenant. But if you follow these words of wisdom as a choice, not a matter of salvation, you will have a better life. So let's get to it. Proverbs 10, starting in verse 15. The wealth of the rich is their fortress. The poverty of the poor is their destruction. Now, it doesn't say here. Of course, if you're wealthy, you can get a fortress, you can get security for sure. But the poverty of the poor is their destruction. It doesn't say being poor is someone's destruction. Poverty. Now, you can be poor, but be surrounded by a loving family and be rich in that way. So there are ways that you can be rich that have nothing to do with money. And you can be impoverished and be poor. But you also can be rich and be poor. The earnings of the godly enhance their lives, but evil people squander their money on sin. How many lottery stories have we heard? The person got the money and something happened that they got what they wished for, and maybe it even killed them. But their money was gone quickly. People who accept discipline are on the pathway to life, but those who ignore correction will go astray. I've gone astray a lot in my life because I did not listen, and I recognize it now. And I can say, what I did was wrong. I made mistakes, but from this day forward, or from whatever day I realized this, I don't know. I didn't put it on the calendar. I'm going to do better. And that's all we can do. Don't compete with anyone. Just try to improve yourself every day. Now, are there going to be people that are assuming that you're trying to imitate them, or you're trying to do this, or you're trying? Always, whether you're trying or not, there'll be people out there doing that to you. Just ignore them. Hiding hatred makes you a liar. Slandering others makes you a fool. I kind of just said that. Too much talk leads to sin. Be sensitive and keep your mouth shut. Well, there are times that we need to keep our mouth shut, and there are times that we need to say something. I lately have tended to keep my mouth shut and just kind of wait it out. Or if I do think something's going on, instead of accusing, I will ask a question. Like, what happened here? Why did you take this action against me? Or why did you remove or former privilege for me? So just ask the question. I don't assume that it was for any particular reason until I know. And then we can have a discussion, a true discussion once you've told me what it is. And it's sometimes, don't assume. It might have just been an oversight on the other person's part. You just don't know that things aren't always done with maliciousness or ill intent. Some people just don't have you on their radar that much. And then if you assume something, then it just goes downhill from there. The words of the godly are like sterling silver. The heart of a fool is worthless. The words of the godly encourage many, but fools are destroyed by their lack of common sense. The blessing of the Lord makes a person rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. He adds no sorrow with it. There's a basic tenet in my denomination, which is do no harm. And every day I live and I have a choice to make, I keep that in mind. Am I doing harm here? Or when I do take action, does there need to be some kind of justice done here? Is there somebody harming other people that, it needs to be brought out? But usually when that occurs, I don't say their name. I just say what the situation is, and we'll say, this thing that some people are doing to other people in this way, beware of it. Doing wrong is fun for a fool, but living wisely brings pleasure to the sensible. Saw a video the other day. Police officer was under a train, and the guy that made the video was laughing about this police officer being hurt, and these other people running to help him, and he was laughing about the people running to help the police officer pinned under a train. If that's your worst enemy, do not laugh about their fate. That person may have actually been unalived, and they didn't know whether they were unalived or not, and he was laughing. Don't do that to your worst enemy. Don't mock people when they are down, because you don't know, one, what they've been through. And even if they are truly your worst enemy, it's not karma, but what goes around comes around. I don't call it karma. That insults Buddhists and other people of Eastern religions, because it's not a correct use of karma. But things tend to come back around to those who mock or make fun of other people. That's very foolish. It's very foolish to put extra rules on other people. I mean, I give advice. You can take it or you can leave it, just like anybody else that gives advice. I give advice here that is coming directly from the Word of God. God is telling us that doing these things is foolish. Talking too much, talking about others. If you always apply the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, which means if you are in danger and someone's filming it, hopefully they're not filming it and not helping you. But after, you're in a situation and other people are helping you, and then there's that other person there filming you, hopefully they would be kind to you, because one day they could be the one that's fallen down or that's pinned under something. And they would want kindness. They wouldn't want someone standing there saying how, stupid this person was. You just don't know what that person that's being filmed has gone through. Maybe they've worked 70 hours that week. You don't know. And that's the whole point. Why say when you don't know? Why laugh when you're supposed to care? But anyway, I guess I don't belong on TikTok. Because, it's not just TikTok. The whole world, it tends to be an unkind place. And we as Christians should be kind, not unkind to others. You all have a wonderful and blessed day.